Hi ho, es geht weiter mit Let's Play, Tales of Berseria. Beim letzten Mal sind Dinge passiert, an die ich mich nicht erinnere, weil die Aufnahme zu lange her ist. Zu lange heißt 2,5 Wochen. Ist eigentlich nicht so lange, aber irgendwie schon. Ich habe eben das Spiel angemacht und dachte so, wow, wie sieht Eisen denn aus? Krasses Outfit, Mann. Ich weiß nicht mehr, wie die anderen aussehen. Habe ich allen diese Dings-da-Uniform jetzt gegeben? Ich weiß noch, dass wir ziemlich bescheuerte Outfits hatten eine Zeit lang. So, wir sind jedenfalls hier auf der Gefängnisinsel. Ich glaube, wir haben unsere Leute dabei. Ja, okay, da ist der Vogel. Wir haben... Heißt der Percival? Der Prinz. Wissen wir schon, dass er der Prinz ist? Habe ich gerade gespoilert? Nein, das wissen wir schon, gell? Egal, auf geht's. Ich glaube, wir wissen das schon. Falls nicht, habt ihr nichts gehört. Hi. Du, was geht ab? Warum sind wir hier? Ja, ist Percival, okay. Bis jetzt bin ich immer nur weggelaufen, aber jetzt wird es Zeit, standhaft zu bleiben. Hör zu, ich bin keine Echse. Eine Echse, kein Drache. Du weißt das. Wenn es brenzlig wird, reiße ich mir den Schwanz ab und laufe weg. Na, Mist, ich habe ja gar keinen mehr. Tja, dann kannst du auch nicht mehr weglaufen, Dale. Eleanor, ich weiß, dass du kommst, wenn ich um Hilfe rufe. Richtig, versprochen. Ja, das verspreche ich. Ich spüre eine mächtige Präsenz im Innern. Dort ist jemand, vor dem man sich in Acht nehmen sollte. Ach ja, war nicht irgendwie der kopflose irgendwer? Die Erinnerung kehrt zurück. Ich glaube, hier war der kopflose irgendwer. Muss ich hier unten rum oder muss ich da oben rum? Und jedes Mal, wenn ich dieses Spiel aufnehme, drücke ich R2, um mich schneller fortzubewegen. Und jedes Mal wieder merke ich, oh warte, wir können uns noch gar nicht schneller fortbewegen. Warum bin ich hier? Warum bin ich hier? Ich glaube, das ist der falsche Weg. Okay, warum mit Augenklappe? Daran kann ich mich nicht erinnern, aber I take it. Sind das eigentlich neue Feinde? Ich glaube ja, oder? Oder kennen wir die schon? Ich mich an die erinnern. Hey, hörst du auf zu zaubern? Hörst du auf zu zaubern? Mann, hier wird nicht gezaubert. Nein, 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 nein. Zaubern, nein, nein. Außer meine Party. Meine Party darf zaubern. Wie sieht das denn? Da kommt da gerade immer mehr. Eieieiei. Und warum halten die eigentlich so viel aus? Bin ich nicht okay.
This is the Rangetsu style. So that's the Rangetsu style? No.
So then here to here is the Rangetsu style?
Just what do you think my style is?
Okay, er hat keine Augenklappe, er hat eine Sonnenbrille, es sah nur nach Augenklappe aus, weil durch das mystische Art sein anderes Auge so geleuchtet hatte. Nein! Meine Güte! Ich wollte mich nur umgucken! Warum sind mir so viele aggressive Feinde? Meine Güte! Oh, okay. Weg mit euch! Geht kaputt. So.
Well then, let's move on.
Oh yeah. Die Sonnenbrillen, Dienstuniform, Crew plus Magilo mit Monokel. Da hinten sind Bobel, ich werde jetzt nicht dahin rennen, weil ich sonst von dem einen Feind da überrannt werde, garantiert. Okay, falscher Weg. Komplett falscher Weg. Haben wir denn... wir müssen nach unten. Okay. Der Stern war auf den Stockwerken weiter unten, dann... Weiß ich den Weg. Weiß ich den Weg? Ich weiß den Weg. Doch. Gerade nicht 100 Pro, aber wenn ich sehe, dann weiß ich's. Also wenn ich die Abzweigung sehe. Vertraut mir. Ich krieg das hin. Hier gibt es jetzt nämlich eine Abzweigung. Genau. Und hier müssen wir rechts rum. Wow. Hier müssen wir rechts rum.
Reeks with malevolence.
I imagine it's emanating from all the big old demons roaming about. I'll show you the beauty of my spearwork.
Weil der andere Weg führt dann nämlich zum Turm, zu diesem Wachturm, also einem von den beiden zu zweit. Und hier sind definitiv viel zu viele feindliche Magier. Wobei das eigentlich dann gut ist, dass wir Magier dabei haben. Die könnte dann bitte einfach mal ein bisschen die Zauber aufsaugen. Vielleicht sollte ich Magilo spielen, wie Zauber aufsaugen. Alles muss man selber machen. Hey du.
Hey, it's you again.
I'm so busy I can't even notice what's going on around me.
You're not fooling anybody. Why bother?
I was hoping to not have to deals with yous guys. Whenever I run into yous, I always lose so much monies.
Because Velvet always forces unreasonable demands on you?
Oh, Miss Exorcist! Your concern warms my little turtle's heart.
I'm not forcing anything. I just think he's trying to take advantage of us by fixing his prices well above market rate.
Price fixing? As in deliberately marking up items so as to take advantage of the less fortunate? I was under the impression that the Abbey strictly forbade such unscrupulous business tactics.
Ah! Perish the thought, Miss. Our accounting is always above board. 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. No matter whens and no matter wheres, you can get whatever you needs for the same fair price.
That's good to hear. Eleanor, give the nice turtles that smile he so desires.
I'm sure running a business is hard work. Hang in there.
Much obliged.
Ja, so ein bisschen kann er einem ja schon leid tun, ne? So ein ganz, ganz, ganz kleines bisschen zumindest, ne? Kaufen wir ihm zumindest was ab? Oder nicht? Oder doch? Oder vielleicht? Oder ein Kraftring haben wir noch nicht. Nehmen wir mal einen mit. Oh, die Quarzschleife ist sogar gut. Den haben wir noch nicht. Na gut. Ausrüstung. Schleife. Schleife. Ja, ist besser. Ist definitiv besser. Habe ich noch irgendwas zum Verkaufen? Ja, immer doch. Immer doch. Die Sachen hier hinten kann man immer alle verkaufen. Wunderbar. So. Da geht's abwärts. Das ist gut. Denn wir müssen ja 3 Stockwerke runter. Ah, okay, noch 2. Wow, nein, nein, nein. Nein, nein, nein.
From the way you were talking, it seemed like you had an idea of who was behind the riot. What happened here?
I'd think someone in your position would know.
There were reports of a large riot, but I was caught up in chasing you, so I heard little else. It was a small affair, really. Velvet Rokuro and I were being held on this island. Velvet instigated the other prisoners to riot so that we could escape. She used the prisoners?
Yeah. You'd expect different from me?
How did it end?
We didn't stay to see, but the prisoners were losing badly. Or at least, that's what it looked like. But if that was the case, then where did all the exorcists go?
I know Oscar left to report the incident, but the other guards should have remained at their posts.
Well, if they didn't flee, we have to assume they were all killed.
By this headless knight, perhaps? Well, no sense losing our heads, I suppose. But it looks like we're in for a heck of a fight.
All we have to do is mop up anyone who's left. What was it called? Venomization, right? The dark ritual of making demons feed on each other to birth stronger ones.
Eisen, how many demons does the ritual require?
It's more a matter of quality than quantity. Stronger demons mean more powerful malevolence.
The ritual mixes the victor's malevolence with that of the devoured, creating a terrible, bloodthirsty monster. You see, the newfound power comes at a great cost. With it, the victor's last vestiges of self-control are stripped away.
So it's something even more than a monster. A seething ball of pure power and malevolence.
Roguro, don't tell me you're considering it for yourself.
Of course I am. I'll consider anything that can make me stronger.
You cannot be serious!
What's there to be so surprised about? Well, look at Velvet. She's already eaten countless demons.
You're ridiculous!
He's right. If it helps me find my vengeance, I don't care.
Velvet? Wait, are you really going to do it?
Relax, it's not gonna happen. Becoming a monster wouldn't bother me. But when I defeat my rival, I have to be myself for it to mean anything. It's the same for Velvet.
It is?
Besides, if I kill a previous victor of the ritual, I'll have proved myself strong enough not to need the extra power.
You're ridiculous.
Ach ja. Unsere Dämonen. So, da vorne geht's nicht runter. Hier geht's runter, glaube ich. Zumindest verschwindet die Map im Nirgendwo, also wahrscheinlich im Unten. Ich könnte auch einfach so einen Trank benutzen, dass man den Feinden besser ausweichen kann. Aber egal. Geht auch so. Geht auch so. Ich finde es witzig, dass ich hier drin den Feinden besser entkommen kann als draußen auf dieser großen Fläche hinter dem Gebäude. Das ist seltsam. Sehr seltsam. Sollte meinen, hier drin lässt sich schlechter manövrieren, aber nein. Wobei draußen stand ich ja auch kurz. Hier bin ich verdauerhaft gerannt. Oh, der kopflose irgendwas.
The Headless Knight!
He must be the product of the venomization.
Well, he definitely looks vicious enough.
Not as vicious as our Velvet, though.
Jetzt vermisse ich Blizzes.
I don't know. Look inside.
Hält Berseria vicious, meine ich. Okay. Na du, Headless Knight, du hältst nicht viel aus, merke ich gerade.
Well, that takes care of that.
Yeah.
I feel something again.
More malevolence?
No, another Earth Pulse point. It must be on this island.
I sense it too. It's very close.
Directly underneath us, I would guess.
What is this place?
Welcome to the most secure cell in the entire complex. The darkest hole in Titania. Feel anything, Laphicet?
Yeah, I think this is the Earth Pulse point. If this cell is where the Earth Pulse point is, then does that mean it housed a Therian?
Yeah. And a real hungry one at that. Every day, they would toss demons into its cell. It would devour its fill, then wipe the blood from its lips. Never once realizing, it was delivering to Inominat the malevolence of hundreds of demons and prisoners. And then one day, there appeared before it a female Moloch, who shattered the barrier and freed the Therian from its cage. But the Therian knew no mercy, and it devoured its liberator. And it was then... It was then I obtained the power. The power to avenge my brother.
Velvet, you're a Therian?
This prison island was a feeding ground for the Therian, harnessing the malevolence created by the prisoners within.
But because Velvet escaped, the malevolence went out of control.
Wow, the same darn thing that happened back in Kamawana's village. Lord Artorias would never have done such a thing.
No? What's so unbelievable? That he used his wife's brother as a human sacrifice? That he imprisoned his wife's sister? Because that's what your damned holy shepherd did! All to get his hands on Inominat's power!
I'm sure he had a reason for...
A reason? To spare the world of its pain? Don't give me that! Who will spare my brother's pain? Who will soothe my brother's despair? He murdered my little brother, Laffy! And you'll stand there and tell me it was for the greater good? At any rate, that's one less Therian for us to track down.
Velvet.
Help! Eleanor!
What? Did Velvet yell at you so hard you're starting to hear voices now?
I have a feeling something's wrong. Kamoana could be in danger.
But we already beat the Headless Knight.
I still can't shake this feeling. Please, let's go back and check on them.
Es gibt so Stimmen und Töne und Geräusche, die kann man einfach nicht abhaben. Und bei mir ist es Kamoanas Stimme. Wirklich. Boah. Also super passend für den Charakter, ja, aber... Boah, meine Güte. Bitte schrei nicht nochmal um Hilfe, Kind. Wir kommen schon. Sei einfach still und leise und wir retten dich. Kann ich teleportieren? Natürlich nicht. Dann rennen wir halt.
So, Velvet is a Therian, is she? I knew there was something off about her.
But it's what she cried out that's really on my mind. Lavi said, is Velvet truly Lord Artorias' younger sister?
She never told me.
If it were true, I suppose it would explain her knowledge of Lord Artorias' training.
If you're so curious, why not ask her yourself? Hey, Velvet, what's your connection to Artorias?
Rokuro, have some tact!
I heard you whispering. Doesn't bother me. Artorias was married to my late sister, Celica. He was our brother-in-law. We lived together for more than 10 years.
That does explain a few things.
So he sacrificed his little brother and turned his sister into a Therian.
But you were his family.
To his view of the grand scheme, family is inconsequential. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. All he did was act according to his ideal logic. Well, enough chit-chat. Let's get moving.
Let's get moving. Okidoki. Ich move ja schon. Sind die Feinde eigentlich weg oder haben wir gerade einfach nur Ultra-Glück und sehen keine mehr? Okay, wir hatten Ultra-Glück. Und schon renne ich in einen rein. Ach, komm schon. Danke. Ich wollte gerade sagen, er hat noch 1 KP übrig. Wie lange muss ich eigentlich noch Magidu spielen? Falsch. Hier. Noch 48 Kämpfe. Okay. Ich meine, zu 99% switcht steht zu Eisen rüber, aber... Ne. Bobble. Oh Gott, wir haben nur 25 Bobble. Das geht
So it
nicht.
turns out that Velvet is a Therian who consumes malevolence.
And too much malevolence is what changes people into demons. Strong enough malevolence can persist after the person who created it dies, turning their corpse or spirit into a raging monster. That's how undead and phantom demons come about.
Then the demons Velvet killed turned back into humans because she devoured their malevolence.
Yeah, and consequently, they avoided becoming undead or anything like that.
So she saved them. Well, I mean, a corpse is a corpse, of course.
Do you think she could devour only the malevolence and turn a living demon human again?
Unfortunately, that's impossible due to malevolence's self-reinforcing nature. When Therians are connected to Enominat through an Earth Pulse point, they seem to be able to absorb small concentrations of malevolence from the surrounding area, and inhibit the creation of new demons. But any human who builds up enough malevolence to turn into a demon will keep producing malevolence as long as they live.
That's right. To devour any malevolence, I need to cut it off at the source. That's how my powers work.
Velvet, I'm sorry.
I don't mind it. Actually, I find it convenient. This way, I'll never forget my hatred for Artorias.
Plus, as long as you stay away from an Earth Pulse point, you get to keep the power of any malevolence you consume.
Fuel for my hatred, yes.
Ach, Velvet. Ich bin übrigens sehr dankbar, dass Kamoana wirklich nicht nochmal schreit. Ich weiß das sehr zu schätzen, dass das Kind einfach brav jetzt darauf vertraut, dass wir sie retten werden. Was wir ja auch tun werden. Ist oder rechts? Links, oder? Ich glaube links. Doch. Doch, doch, passt schon. Passt schon, ich kenne den Weg. Alles gut. Gar nicht verwirrend, die Map hier.
That was Kamoana.
Nee, das war Kamoana.
Kamoana!
Eleanor! You really came back for me.
A promise is a promise, sweetheart.
A headless knight and a horse demon.
It's giving off a ton of malevolence.
This must be the true survivor of the venomization process.
Oh, I get it! The dying exorcist lady wasn't saying Headless Knight is back. She was going for Headless Knight on horseback.
Whatever the case, we'll fight whoever we have to claim this island.
Ach, ob jetzt ein kopfloser Gegner oder zwei kopflose Gegner. Den kriegen wir genauso platt. Der tut mir fast schon leid, die vermöbeln ihn einfach so richtig. So. Der hat überhaupt keine Chance. Der kann nicht mal ausholen. Okay, eben habe ich ihm eine Chance gegeben, er hat sie nicht genutzt. Pech gehabt, Junge. Oh, er hat sich bewegt. Krass, Mann. Oh, Mann, er hat sich umgeworfen. Oh, jetzt liegt er aber los hier. Wow, wow, wow. Krasser Typ, Mann. Dann mache ich auch ernst. Er hat sich aufgeteilt.
That's venomization, all right. Definitely stronger than that headless lump of armor.
I beg your pardon?
Not you.
The demon from the villa?
No, look! It's absorbing the malevolence. It's a Therian.
Actually, that hawk is Griffin, my one and only friend.
A damned Therian. So that's what Tabitha meant when she said we'd find out shortly.
But your highness, why do you have a Therian?
It's like I said. Griffin has been my dear friend ever since I was a child. Even if he's a Therian now, that hasn't changed.
So you knew you were helping a Therian escape. What are you plotting?
I have no plots or schemes. I just want Griffin to be free.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised. The Crown Prince and future king, he's gonna do whatever he likes.
I suppose I am at that. But if I am, it's the first time I've ever been allowed a choice of my own. When you're a prince, you're not a person. You're an institution, one designed to serve the state and its people. Say, for instance, you're doing your law studies and your back suddenly itches. What do?
I mean, I'd scratch it. Who wouldn't?
When I did that, my tutor gave me a whipping so hard the blood ran down my back. The reason being that I prioritized a personal feeling, that is to say my itch, over my studies in service of the state. Seeing Griffin lay claim to the skies let me imagine my own freedom. It was my lone solace over the years. But then, he turned out to be responsive to Innominat's power.
I take it the Midgand royal family is well aware that the Abbey is creating Therians.
Of course. How could we not? The kingdom offers unequivocal support to Shepherd Artorius' vision of reason and will. Even so, if there was one thing I could never permit, it was seeing Griffin locked up and unable to fly. Never. I tricked the exorcist on guard and disabled the barrier. But then Griffin attacked the exorcist and killed him.
That's why you said you could never go back.
They can overlook a single dead exorcist, but with Etherian removed, malevolence will engulf the capital.
I knew full well what I was doing. And yet, I couldn't watch my friend's life be stripped away.
Your Highness.
He chose a single bird over the world. Why do you think that birds fly?
That's what Lord Artorias asked me.
My anatomy book says birds can fly because their bones are light and their wing muscles are enormously strong.
Birds fly because a bird that cannot fly is no bird at all. That's what I think.
I understand now. As long as you remain on this island, you may do as you please. But if you try to escape, I'll kill you.
That should work. This way we'll have him on hand if we ever need a hostage.
Understood. I appreciate you letting Griffin and me stay here.
Well, now that that's taken care of, let's build ourselves a hideout.
Ich mag Percival. Und Griffin.